Hello and welcome to BB School News Report. It's been a few months since we've hosted our practice news day, but now we are here in 2019 filming for the SJWMS. Here's Zacharias Mitchell, my bro, to tell us more about what we will be doing today.
Yeah, that's right, Shlomo, my bro. We are going to be looking at World Book Day, cult of celebs, knife crimes, VAR in sports, VAR as virtual assistant referee, and should there be tighter control over what is published on the internet.
Okay, let's go with the first group, World Book Day.
Sonorous. Today is World Book Day, so we decided to look at the benefits of reading and decided to see how students feel about reading in day-to-day life. We asked some students how they felt about reading.
I enjoy reading. I only enjoy reading if the book I'm reading is a good book.
So, how do I feel about reading? Well, I'm slightly biased here being library prefects, but we obviously have a lot of books in the library, so reading is something very important.
We asked our librarian about the benefits to reading.
We should always read to children from an early age. It helps them absorb a lot of information. It expands children's vocabularies and it helps with imagination and creativity. So go read a book.
Thank you for watching our report on World Book Day. Quietus.
Early this week, the documentary on HBO in the US, Leaving Neverland, aired, where Michael Jackson allegedly sexually abused children. The documentary centres around Wade Robson, 36, and James Safechuck, 40, discussing their stories of Jackson allegedly abusing them at the age of 7 and 10.
We asked around the school whether the cult of a celebrity changes the severity of alleged sexual abuse towards children, and if they believe celebrities are more likely to get away with it.
I guess it was, when you're quite young, you're quite impressionable, and so the idea of a celebrity, someone you look up to and someone you admire taking an interest in you, it maybe can at first feel quite flattering, and maybe you don't initially realise that in fact this is something that is fundamentally wrong. It's very hard to think of them as, these things that they're doing are things that are bad. And then I think once you do realise, there's a certain sense of shame. Oh, how could I have been so naive to have let that happen to me? And how could I have allowed that to happen, and maybe it was my fault. Did I do something wrong? So I think it then takes an awful long time for people to pluck up the courage to come out and say these things.
Well, I believe it's because the public want to take down celebrities instead of rising them up, because the public generally don't have as much money as them, and they want to feel better about themselves, so they feel the need to bring down celebrities to up their self-esteem, that maybe they're not as bad as they think they are.
I believe it's taken so long because now that there's all the stigma around it, more people are coming out and revealing that they have had something done to them. So because of that, more people are being accused of these actions.
You can sort of change it because the more popular the person is, the more people know about it, and it gets more serious.
I might just want to try and cover up for themselves as long as they can, don't want the word getting out.
I think that these days celebrities, they're so powerful in their own right, but people, they try to take them down so they can be brought up in society and look good in front of other ordinary people. But I don't think it's true, because Michael Jackson is such an inspirational people to millions of people around the world. So I think what people are doing is not only trying to rub salt on the wound, but try to create another argument to why celebrities are bad.
From the people we interviewed today, the majority of students believed that protecting their idol is important, which makes people want to brush off allegations of sexual abuse to children because of their previous contributions towards society. Another student said, when things like this happen, the victim may be afraid to say about it, as it is personal, and may be afraid to come out about it.
Others claim there could be a punishment from the media because it has been made a more controversial topic in comparison with a non-celebrity possibly doing the same thing.
Knife crime in Kent is the fastest increasing knife crime in the whole country. There has been a sudden rise in knife crime in Kent over the last 5 years. Statistics have more than doubled, and there were 1,322 incidents related to knife crime in Kent alone. In between April 2017 and March 2018, there were 4,986 admissions for assault with a sharp object.
Why do you think there has been such a rise in knife crime recently?
I think it's because people have been able to get knives easier and the punishments are too weak, so there's not a strong enough deterrent.
Do you think this rise is linked to a fall in police numbers?
I definitely do think it's because of that, because there's no one out there to enforce it, and it's harder for people with knives to be taken off the streets.
Despite this, Theresa May still insists that cuts to police have nothing to do with the rise in knife crime. She's being warned that problems with the broken system of support for troubled and socially excluded young people lies at the heart of a rise in knife crime. Do you agree with this statement?
I think that the lack of police is definitely a problem, and I think that Theresa May needs to focus on that. And a lot of the political focus at the minute is looking on Brexit, when actually we should be looking at problems in our country as well as problems out of our country. And the people coming into our country and the weapons and contraband coming into our country need to be sort of looked at, and Theresa May should look at that properly.
Thank you for watching us today. What do you think of the increase in knife crime in Kent? Well, let us know at SJWMS BBC School Report at gmail.com. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to BBC News Report. Today we'll be studying on the subject of
VAR, or Virtual Assistant Referee.
Yes, it's very intriguing. Now, here's Bailey to tell you more about it.
As you guys may have seen yesterday, the last round of 16, there was PSG versus Manchester United and Porto versus Roma.
I heart Man U.
Now, as you know, well, as you might not know, what happened yesterday is that VAR was used in both games. And when I say both games, I mean at the last minute of the game, like at the very last minute of the game in extra time. What happened in the PSG versus Man U game is that the number 20 shirt from Man U tried to take a shot, but the defender from PSG deflected it with his arm, and then it went out as a corner. But some Manchester United players were calling it as a handball. Now, when it came to the corner, the video assistant referee called for VAR review needed. Now, what happened was that the referee went to the entrance of where the both football players go, and because there's a VAR computer there, he has to look at that. So VAR said it was a penalty because it hit the PSG defender's arm, and the same thing happened in the other game, Porto versus Roma.
Jerome, what do you think of VAR?
It's pretty trash, I'm not even gonna lie, because it makes the deadest decisions. So yeah, they just shouldn't.
It's sometimes helpful, but it sometimes isn't. I think it helps make the right decisions, but sometimes it is used when it should not be used, because if it's a clear and obvious decision, then they shouldn't use VAR, but sometimes in the World Cup, as demonstrated,
I think VAR always makes the right decisions, because sometimes refs don't see when people dive, and they don't see like the little things, because sometimes they might be in like a specific angle, but when they get VAR, you can see like.
Hello, and thank you for watching our report on VAR and how it can make and break a football match. As you can see from the example of Man United versus PSG. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
You have been blocked. Hello and welcome to BBC School News Report. It's been a few months since we've hosted our practice news day, but now we are here in 2019 filming for the SJWMS. Here's Zacharias Mitchell, my bro, to tell us more about what we will be doing today.
Yeah, that's right, Shlomo, my bro. We are going to be looking at World Book Day, cult of celebs, knife crimes, VAR in sports, VAR as virtual assistant referee, and should there be tighter control over what is published on the internet.
Okay, let's go with the first group, World Book Day.